Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we are starting a new project. It is June, and for me that means three things. Number one, it's my birthday. Yay! Number two, summer is here. Or at least it's not here currently, but it will be very, very soon. Also, yay! And the third thing is June is Father's Day. And this video should be coming out on Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to you. I am very blessed and fortunate to have a pretty excellent father of my child. And so this year for Father's Day, we are making him the ultimate dad gift. We are remaking one of his Hawaiian shirts in this amazing stitch fabric. I ordered 2 yards of this, I think, and that should be enough to make him a Hawaiian shirt, I hope. I will be attempting to take a pattern off of this to make his new shirt. And you are going to come along with me for the experimentation and adventure. Let's get started. So the drawing I made in my book is super ugly, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch out what I've done directly on some mock-up fabric, and I'm going to see if I can put together a mock-up of this that is even kind of sort of an approximation of what I want. The two things that are giving me pause and that are making this slightly more complicated than I was originally anticipating. I knew that the collar would be slightly complicated, but that's just because I don't have a whole lot of experience doing collars. The other thing that I am having to wrap my brain around is this piece right here, from the base of the collar to like 3 inches down. This piece is the only part of the shirt that is 2 layers, and it appears that you do the collar, the facing goes in here, and this just looks like it's like folded over and top stitched on the outside and on the inside over the back piece. And there are these 2 teeny tiny little pleats on either side, which, by the way, are not evenly spaced. So we're going to sketch this out on some mock-up fabric and sew it together and see what happens, because otherwise these are fairly straightforward rectangular shapes with fairly straightforward measurements. The other change that I think I'm going to be making, just for the purposes of I am not a mass manufacturer and therefore have less access to things than, say, the people who made the original shirt, is I am going to go ahead and make all of the buttons 5/8 of an inch, as opposed to they have 6 buttons that are 5/8 of an inch, and then the one up here at the collar, like at the very top, is 1/2 an inch in the same style of button. And I hear some of you at home asking, why are you not just buying a pattern? Number one, we've discussed this before, commercial patterns, like the big 4 commercial patterns, kind of suck. Not that I don't use them, because I definitely do use them, but it's going to require the same amount of mocking up as doing it this way. But also, because I want to see if I can, I would really love to be able to take clothes that I love and be like, hey, I like this thing. Let me take a pattern off of it and recreate it so that I can keep wearing the same thing but have it in different fabrics and have more of them, which would be most excellent. And I figure this is mostly rectangles, so this would be an easy place to start. And I may have spoken the fatal, famous last words. Anyway, here we go. it is later in the evening. I have traced out all of the pattern pieces. I took all those measurements and then I realized it was going to be easier to just pin the shirt to the fabric and then trace around it and clean up those lines and add seam allowance. So that's what I did. And I came out with some really weird shapes. So that's why we do mock-ups. And I'm gonna cut this up and figure out how this goes together. And the only thing I don't have right now are facings, but once I get the pattern shape down, the facing shouldn't be too terribly challenging. Potentially famous last words. Anyway, I'm gonna cut these out and I will see you tomorrow. Alright, so I'm a bad vlogger. I definitely sewed all of this together and forgot to pick up the camera. So all the pieces are assembled. I've got the collar on. I've got the front and back sewn together. I've got one sleeve in, and it is sitting on top of Holiday Aerial Barbie. I do not have the front facings. I do not have the inside yoke piece that would finish the inside. And I have not hemmed the sleeve or the bottom. But that's because I don't even know if this fits yet. So we're going to figure out if it fits, and then I will do finishing touches to see if the mock-up works. And if it does, then yay, I'm going to transfer these pieces to paper so I have this pattern in the future. And then hope I have enough of the stitch fabric to cut out the shirt. Let me zoom out. Thumbs up. Hopefully we get some more progress tonight. Zach is home and it's try-on time.
There's only one sleeve.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's only one sleeve. I know you don't button your Hawaiian shirts like all the way up. Like that.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
Legs.
Did this work on the first go? That went better than expected. I'm now seam ripping the pieces apart and I'm going to transfer them to pattern paper, and then I'm going to like clean up the lines on the pattern paper and make things like nice and symmetrical on the pattern paper where they are not symmetrical necessarily on the pattern piece. And then I'm gonna mark notches. I'm gonna mark notches where they need to like line up. And then I'm gonna cut out the stitch fabric. Okay, so I've transferred all the pattern pieces to paper for future, and I'm trying to lay them out. And apparently I should have gotten 2.5 yards, because right now I am trying to figure out how I am going to get the sleeve pattern on here. I've got the shirt front, the buttonhole facing, the collar, the yoke piece, the shirt back, and then the sleeve piece is up there that I just remembered. I've been playing pattern piece Tetris and I forgot I have the sleeve piece and I need to cut 2 sleeves. Yay. I lost fabric Tetris, so I just had to go online and order another yard of this fabric because it's only available on like Etsy and Amazon. It's not available anywhere else now. So went ahead and ordered buttons, and I have thread. I'm gonna cut out what I can, sew it together, wait on the fabric to arrive, wait on the buttons to be ready. So it'll just be waiting on buttons, buttonholes, and sleeves. Yeah, that's the goal. It's a different day. At this point, the project is stalled. So I have the pieces cut out, but I can't really do any assembly until I get the rest of the fabric and it gets washed. So we're sort of stuck until the fabric gets here. And it's supposed to get here by Tuesday. Today is Friday. Not ideal. It means I will spend the weekend working on something else. And hopefully I will get this project done so that Zach can wear his shirt on Father's Day. So that's where we are. Oh, I did get buttons. Let me show you the buttons. These are the buttons that I picked out. I've got 6 of them. I'm just gonna roll with 6 buttons because Zach looked at the top button on that shirt and was like, I'm never buttoning that. Don't put a button there. It's a waste. So I went with 6 buttons. They're wood. They've got the cute little cutout on them. I like them. So I think they're gonna go nicely on the shirt. And, you know, whenever the fabric decides to get here. Waiting on the shipping gods. It's here. It's washed. It's ready to be ironed, and then I can cut out the sleeve pieces and the yoke, the front yoke piece, and finally start assembling this darn shirt. Here we go. I now have all of the appropriate pieces cut out. We have sleeves and an exterior back yoke piece. It's pinned there. So I'm gonna sew the sleeves together and the interior yoke piece together. And I'm trying to remember what I do next. This should come together pretty quickly at this point. It is a new day and we are moving on. Nothing got done yesterday because Emma went to sleep and then I went to sleep because it was late. But I ended up, let me see if you can see this. This is the sleeve. I just did a zigzag stitch on the seam allowance there on both of them. And I've stitched down the facing. I have the gathering stitches in the sleeves. I'm going to wait to hem the sleeves until Zach tries it on so that I know what length they need to be. But because I cut them on the selvage, I just need to do a single fold and press and stitch because they're not going to fray because it's the selvage. But yeah, I'm going to go do the thing and I'll check in a little bit. Happy Father's Day. I am late getting this shirt done, so I am going to be late getting this video out because Zach can't edit the video because I'm not done filming. I thought I would check in with where I am. The shirt's almost done. The inside yoke part is sewn in. I've got some tacking to do because I missed some spots. The sleeves are attached and hemmed. The bottom is hemmed. And I was sewing the buttonholes. I got to the last buttonhole at the very top because I'm going top to bottom, and my sewing machine ran out of bobbin thread. So now I have to rip out the buttonhole. Oh well. As soon as I turned the camera off, I realized that the top buttonhole is the one that I was intending to rip out. I was actually ripping out the second from the top. So now I have to redo 2 of them. It's Monday. I put the shirt in timeout yesterday after I picked out those buttonholes, and we are gonna finish this darn thing today. Here we go. Buttonholes are sewn, and now I'm going to cut them open, and I think the only thing that's left to do is hand sewing, because I have to hand sew on the buttons, and I have to hand sew this bit down where it didn't catch, which is fine. Yeah. And then I think this is done. Finally. Jesus, this is the project that would not end. There it is. It's done. And the facing on the back is sewn on, and I finished the seams in the arm's eye. And I don't know if you can see, kind of I top stitched. I'm really excited to see what Zach thinks and have him try it on, and we'll put some pictures here of him wearing it. Alright, so what'd you think of your shirt?
I like it, but is it dad enough?
Uh-oh.
Now we're talking.
And that's a wrap on the late Father's Day Hawaiian shirt for Zach that is Stitch themed. Working on this project has me really jonesing for some beach time, some time in the sun and the sand. So leave me a comment down below and let me know, where is your favorite beach vacation destination? Not that I think we're actually going to get to go anywhere super fancy, but I can dream, right? I can go on the back porch and put on my sun hat and sunscreen on my nose and pretend I'm at the beach, right? So where are your favorite vacation destinations for beach play? Leave those down below. And if you liked this video and you want to see more costuming and sewing shenanigans, hit the subscribe button, like this video, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you next week. Have a good week, guys!